Have you ever sent your friends music and wanted to listen to it with them at the same time, in real time? This is actually a feature that Spotify has, yet very few people know that this feature exists, and fewer know how to actually use it. There's a few key problems with how Spotify implemented the feature that have prevented it from really taking off. So today we're going to investigate how Spotify implemented it and where improvement can be made so it becomes accessible to anybody using the app and the service. Jumping into how the app is used, you go in to the main menu. This is what it'll typically look like, and then choosing any song will bring up the menu bar. And then going ahead, clicking on that, it'll bring up all of the options that you typically see on a Spotify app. So then if you're going to go look, the first place people will look is the share icon. And when we bring that up, there's no group play. Where would they go after that? So we swipe out, maybe it's in the top right. Click that, and there's still nothing. So at this point, a lot of people think after sharing it, this is it. Where else would they go? The answer finally lays in the bottom left under devices, and then at the bottom of devices, finally it brings up listening party, which has nothing to do with devices. And then finally, it lets you share that and send the link out to your friends. But this shows that it's hidden in a location that it should never be. One positive though is once you join the party, it does show the group session under devices. But then even then, it's hid at the bottom of it where it's an active part of the experience. So now that we've investigated what the current user flow is and what some of the initial problems are, we can go and talk about why they're a problem and then how they can be addressed and fixed to improve the user's experience. So one of the most recognizable icons is the share icon. When users go to share information and experiences with others, typically this is a universal icon that people can go click on and share information. So when sharing an experience, it go to track that they'd expect that sharing a group session would be under this, yet it's not. And this creates a pain point for users and can drive them away from using it. This is a very easily fixable issue though, as long as we just add in an icon that can be added in that group. So now as soon as somebody clicks that, then it's a feature that they see is there, expects to be there, and then allows them to find the feature if they're sharing music in the first place. This is the same thing with the drop-down icon with more options. All you had to do is just add in a new icon in the bottom right with a familiar design system, and then now it's available to all the users in places that they'd expect to find it. Another issue with the current user flow is that group sessions are located under devices. And that's okay once we give them additional ways to create the party, but then it's also actively at the bottom of devices, and then once parties have began, they can get blocked out by the devices, causing more user confusion for a group that they're actively a part of. So this is another one that can easily be fixed just by moving the party from the bottom up to the top. And then with this, I also added in a group icon with green coloring for an active party, because that's a design system choice that Spotify has used to show that an active device being used is green, so you know immediately, even if you're not familiar with the icons, that it's an active party being used and it's currently going on. Another point that doesn't make sense inside of the system is when you first initially bring up the party to invite friends versus when the party has actually been created and friends join, they show different things, and there's no reason for that to happen. Because right now, the invite up to 7 friends is only when you initially create the party, and then once members join, that goes away, so there's no way for people to know what the party cap is if they don't remember that information. And then it adds the invite into a different menu when that's not necessary. So by fixing this, all we need to do is to add an active party counter, keep the initial invite, and then we can change the drop-down menu to 3 dots, which can also be the invitation system from before, as well as a way to kick party members. Because in the current system, you also can't kick party members, so then we added a swipe gesture to be able to remove members from the party in case there's too many and you need to invite new people in. Now we get to look at a prototype of what these changes would look like inside of the app. We're starting back at the home screen with a song playing, and then clicking on that and bringing it up will now bring up just the generic song information, where this time, when again sharing the song, under the share icon, people will now click that and immediately be greeted by a new icon that lets them know that they can start a group session from here. So if they're going to share a song, they can see this and be like, oh, maybe I can share this and listen to this with my friends or create a party or a group. And it incentivizes users to discover new features about the app and use them. So then clicking on that, again, immediately brings up the party where they can invite friends. It gives them a little bit more information. And now they know that they can play music and podcasts together. And then bringing that up, now they can send it, have the information. And then now that that's been created, they now know that they're in a group session. Because now they have the design system where green colored things are active. They're chosen. So we know now that it is inside of devices by both the active green as well as the group session being underneath it. So now users know where to go to access their group session. So then clicking that, instead of it being hidden on the bottom again, it's now moved up to the top because it's active. It's something that users are looking for, as well as, again, the green to highlight that is an active thing going on right now. And then now that we're inside of the party, again, we can see how many users are in the party immediately out of 8. And then, again, the same invitation system is there as well. And now with a swipe gesture, members can be removed from the party. And by doing this, it makes the entire experience more accessible to everybody while having all the information they need to have readily available for them to enjoy the experience to the most.